John Leguizamo is here. You know him first from his Emmy Award-winning show Freak, as well as his roles in Baz Luhrmann's Moulin Rouge and Spike Lee's Summer of Sam. His latest effort is Undefeated. He plays a boxer rising through the professional ranks. The film also marks his directorial debut. I'm pleased to have John Leguizamo back at this table. Welcome back.
Good to be at the table.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy to be here.
That's exactly right. It's good to have you back at the table. So you wanted to direct, and so you set out to find a story, or did this come up another way?
Well, I wrote the original draft, and then we got Frank Puglisi, who's written a lot of great off-Broadway shows and a couple of HBO movies, and he made it and fixed it, made it better. Yeah. Because I didn't have the stamina to make it good, and he did. And then we went to HBO, and HBO fell in love with it, and we nurtured it. And I've been boxing for 5 years, though.
You've been boxing for 5 years?
Yeah, on and off with Juan Laporte, Riddick Bowe's trainer, Eddie Cruz, the first heavyweight Puerto Rican boxer.
I always thought Riddick Bowe was a sad story. I mean, it was a guy who really had it, and then
lost it. But that happens a lot.
I know, sure.
That's like a lot of the stories.
It's like life, isn't it?
Yeah, you can pick a number of boxers, and all of us eventually will be sad somehow.
Yeah.
And that's
not you, John.
No, not me. No. I'll find a way to ease out of this business.
So, but you've been boxing for 5 years because you wanted to make a boxing movie, or you just love boxing?
Both. I love boxing. I mean, I guess I'll always love boxing because it's the most primal, dramatic sport of them all. It's like what I feel like every man lives in the back of his head somewhere, that someday they're going to get to fisticuffs and have to fight what's theirs, fight for what they believe in. You know what I mean?
It's the warrior thing.
Yeah, I have a lot of those fantasies. Maybe because I grew up in a tough neighborhood, I always had to fight a lot, and so I've always loved boxing, the drama of it, and so this movie to me felt like, wow, this is like a metaphor for Latin life in a way, because we got to fight all the way ourselves to the top, and it seems like every immigrant group has come in. We're the boxers, we're the crew of gladiators. First it was the Irish back at the turn of the century, then the Jews and the Italians, and always the brothers, and now Latin people are the most of the gladiators.
What's the story of this movie?
Well, you know, boxing movies are riddled with cliches, right? I mean, it's so hard, you know, the setup, wrecking for a heavyweight, I mean, somebody up there likes me, they've all been done. So what I had to do was take sort of
Raging Bull,
which was kind of the biopic boxing movie. I took the poor guy, makes good, becomes the welterweight champion of the world, and then what happens to him? And that's what most of the movie's about, is like, what happens to people, athletes, famous people, celebs, when they get success, especially when they come from not having. What happens when they have, especially Latin people, we have to feel like we have to bring everybody with us. The cousins, the uncles, you know, the second cousins, the friends, everybody's got to be on the payroll. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, all those relationships start getting poisoned and tarnished. And for athletes, it's the same thing. And then you end up alone, so it becomes like a sort of a Faustian story.
So what happens to this guy?
Well, this guy, he makes a lot of mistakes, like I did. You know, just a lot of huge mistakes, loses a lot of friends, gets rid of management all the time, switching it because he thinks that's what's holding him back, because his career's starting to go down. Yeah. And he starts to, you know, panic and starts to get rid of people and fire people, thinking that they're the cause of the problem.
What was your favorite boxing movie of all the ones that you saw, just thinking about boxing? Because you got to look at boxing movies to think about how they've done them and how they've done them differently.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think Michael Mann did the Muhammad Ali story, and
which is great. I think Raging Bull is still one of the greatest. I think because it combines two genres: the boxing genre and the biopic drama. And so you combine it together, and you get a better movie. Yeah. And you don't get just
a brilliant performance.
Brilliant, dark anti-hero. And that's what I try to do in this movie too. I try not to, you know, with the successful, hey, everybody wins at the end. And I think I have the best boxing sequences of any movie in history of cinema.
Why?
Because I studied them really hard, and I've loved boxing, and I didn't take it as a game. I took it very seriously, and I only fought real boxers in my movie. No stuntmen, no actors. Right. Let
me do two things, because we got a couple of clips that'll show that. First is you getting some advice from your corner crew during a fight. Roll tape. Here it is.
Go in corner. Just work. What are you doing out there? Enough with the mambo lessons.
I can't.
Get it over with and take his head off.
Be quiet. He looks like one of my cousins from Puerto Rico, man.
Well, I got news for you. The whole welterweight division looks like your cousin from Puerto Rico.
Shut up! Look at me. Look, I'm over here. Okay?
Yeah.
Stay focused. You're doing everything fine. Just pace yourself, okay? Look at me. Pace yourself, all right? Stay off the ropes. You want to be a champion, you want to walk.
Didn't do so well on that one.
The poor other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, fella. And I know it was hard for the boxers, man. These guys all want to be pros, or were going to be pros. And I beat them up in a lot of the scenes because it was my rise in my career. And they didn't want to go down. They didn't want to go down. It's so against everything they stand for. And I told them, look, I'll change your name. Don't worry, man. I'll make it look like you got some good hits. And I understand that, it's everything they're about. And what me and the boxers had was an unwritten contract that we were going to have to take real hits.
I went out to see Mike Tyson. I said to you while he was champion, before he lost it to Buster Douglas. It's just amazing to see a fighter work out, and how fast they are, how powerful it is.
It's frightening, man. And to watch them spar, it's riveting. You can't take your eyes off it. Everybody will be training at Gleason's gym, and people will be sparring because they got a fight coming up. The whole gym stops doing what they're doing. You come and watch the sparring because it's so exciting. You don't know what the outcome is going to be. You don't know, and every man is giving everything he got. Yep. And their skill is so beautiful. The quickness, the efficiency. I mean, they work on it every day, and the power. And it's hard. It was hard for me to get that hold, that straight, and the snap at the end. It was so hard for me to get, especially the left and right hooks were the hardest for me. I always turn it wrong, and if I was in a real fight, I would have been clobbered because you got to rechamber so fast, and I always telegraph my punches.
You do.
Yeah, I can't help it. I always give something to knowing that's going to come.
So you wouldn't last very long.
No, I wouldn't last very long, man. It'd be a sad, pathetic round. Goodbye, John. He's out.
So how did you like this directing thing?
I like the power of it. I did. I think I'm a born leader,
Yeah.
And I had to wear a lot of hats. Luckily, I got a big head, so. You know what it was? I learned from a lot of great directors. I learned from De Palma. I did 2 movies with him. With Baz Luhrmann, 2 movies with him. And Spike Lee, and I really watched them and talked to them, and I took the best from them.
They all work differently, don't they?
They all work very differently. De Palma is super meticulous about every shot. I mean, he does his own storyboards, and everything is down to a science. Spike Lee is about the rawness of the energy on camera. And Baz Luhrmann is about the theatricality.
Yeah.
How do you find the theatricality, take it to the next level? And I just absorbed all that from watching them.
But when you're directing yourself, it's twice as hard.
Not really, because...
Not really at all.
No, you know what? Because you direct yourself. I mean, the best directors hire you to do what you do, and the great ones leave you alone. And they suggest things when you're off, but they leave you alone. The hardest thing for me was directing other actors and then coming back to myself, because I was confused. That was tough, because I would be able to be in their heads, but then I either couldn't come back to me, or... that's where I would lose it sometimes.
If someone said, I ask this frequently, you take a guy like Chris Walken.
Yeah. One of the greats.
One of the greats.
Yep.
He is at heart still a dancer.
Yep.
What are you at heart?
At heart?
A comedian, or stand-up, or an actor, or what?
Wow, that's an interesting question. At heart, that's a tough one, man. I guess, I don't know, I'm somewhere between a funny man and I don't know, I guess the way I grew up, there's always some drama in what I do, because I can't help, but because of the way I grew up, that was kind of tough, that I've always got like this little underneath shadings of anger, and that I still haven't gotten rid of, but I still enjoy myself.
Where do you think the drive comes from? The ambition?
Immigrant parents.
Do you really?
Yeah. My parents were so driven. It was so ridiculously stereotypical of the immigrant parents. I rarely saw them. I was a latchkey kid, The whole typical, I never saw them till, late. Now in life I get to spend time with them and catch up with all the things I never got to be with them. But they were always like, we got to go somewhere. We have to work really hard. You have to, always earn. There was no time for fun.
They bought into the American dream.
Absolutely. Bigger. I mean, the immigrants are the most gullible people. They come here and they think that's all there is.
But look what happened. It paid off for their son. And for them too, I assume.
Yeah, no, they did really well for themselves, absolutely. But there's a price. Nothing's without a price.
What's the price for you?
Price for me was, I missed out on a lot of life in a way. I mean,
What did you miss out on?
Because I thought career equaled life and work equaled life, and it wasn't. My life, I was ignoring myself in a lot of ways, and I lost a lot of my best friends down the line, and because I just didn't have time for them. I was just like, you know, I'm being creative.
You were moving for the next gig.
Yeah.
You were moving for the next opportunity.
I was jonesing for the next vision. I wanted this. I wanted that. You know, I wanted to be someplace. I wanted to be, you know, the best I could be, and nothing was going to stand in my way.
You know, do you find fault with that now?
Yeah.
You do?
Absolutely.
Because you missed something.
Because I missed out.
But is it easy to say that if you're successful? You know, it's easy now that you're successful and you've done all this stuff. You can say, well, I worked too hard. I paid too high a price.
Yeah.
A lot of people who perhaps didn't pay a price say, I'd pay that price if I could be John.
Well, I guess that's their problem. We all come to a certain point in our lives where we go, you know, you start reevaluating your life. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's all about moderation, and that's a trick. But I guess, you know, I was crazy driven. I was a workworkaholic, and it pays
but
off.
Aren't you still?
Not as much. Okay, maybe a little bit, but
You know what you seem like? I mean, this is not. You seem like a guy to me.
Yeah.
There is not a challenge that you're not prepared to go after. You wanted to be on Broadway?
Yeah.
You got on Broadway.
I wanted that. Yeah.
You want to do a one-man show? You did a one-man show.
Yeah, I did. It's true.
I mean, a lot of people would be scared to death.
I'm not
because
afraid.
you didn't have to go there.
Yeah, I'm
you
not
had a lot of
afraid.
other things going for you.
Yeah.
You could have just been an actor.
True.
You could have just done stand-up.
Right.
But you had to have it all. You had to say to them, I can do a one-man show on Broadway. I can go out there and carry it for 2 hours.
But you know what?
I can tell a story, and I can tell my story.
My parents'
Am I
story,
right?
and I could diss my whole family and
exactly.
live with it. And I think it's
I can
more
embarrass
ignorance.
my family, and they're going to have to answer questions about me for...
And they're going to be humiliated for the rest of their lives.
Right.
They'll never let it go. But luckily, my family has a price tag, so I can buy them back at Christmas every year. But I have to do it every year.
Oh, don't say that.
It's true. You got to buy big stuff every year. It's bigger. The more I diss them, the bigger the gift.
So you've gone now from cars to houses to jewelry to a second home to
you know preparing them for the old age, you know, paying up for the Social Security and all that.
Yeah.
But you got to take care. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, you grow up poor and you feel like you got to take care of people around you.
But do you feel like you're buying them back?
I try to. I hope to. So they leave me alone, man. I'm tired of being the whipping boy.
The whipping boy?
Yeah, because I guess I did Freak and Sexaholics, and you know they all felt dissed.
They felt what? Dissed.
Yeah.
Well, they were dissed.
They were, absolutely. I'm not denying it.
Because you found out I could do this and entertain people.
Yeah.
If I diss who I am, my family.
Yeah. I just wrote it, and it was My Long Day's Journey Tonight. And it came out, and of course, Eugene O'Neill was much smarter. He waited till, 25 years after his death.
Yeah.
I'm not as clever as O'Neill. Yeah. You know, I did it while I was living in the prime of my life.
While you were young.
Yeah.
You did your long days when you were young, Dan.
Which is a mistake. He knew how to do it, man. Don't print it till I'm 25 years dead, Then, take out all the...
But you just said, I'm going to let it all hang out.
Yep.
And if the shoe fits, wear it.
Yep, and boy, the shoe came back, they put it on their foot, and they kicked me with it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they get mad?
Oh, yeah. They were furious. Every single person in my family hated me for a while. And I understood.
But how did they express it?
How did they express it?
Yeah.
They're Latin. They tell you. They go, I hate you. You're dead to me. That's how they say it. They tell everything. It's not like that wasp thing of, we'll sit at dinner. I'll be over on that side of the room. And that quiet.
Or this. We were not totally happy with what you did on stage.
Right.
Or some of us disapproved of the way you carried yourself.
Yes, and the child, and your support won't be coming in. The trust fund won't be as thick as it was last year.
You can't count on us anymore.
Yes,
okay, so that's one version.
No, Latin people
give me the Leguizamo version. Just don't be the character.
All right, well,
in your
it's
family.
Christmas. It's Christmas.
And I'm you.
And we're all in costume because we have costume Christmas.
Right, and I'm you.
Who do you think you are? Give me some more wine. You think you can go on stage and tell everybody our business? That's who you think you are? Le voy a decir una cosa a usted, mijo, porque usted se cree un... And they would go off. And they start telling me about me. And then...
What did you do?
I can't do anything but go, but it's kind of true, isn't it? It doesn't matter if it's true. But it is kind of true. So what?
So you had no business
telling
our family stories to everybody.
Oh, my God. I had
embarrassed
a flashback.
us
You were just like
in
my
front
dad.
of everybody.
Oh, my God. It's
how
my
could
dad.
you do this?
Charlie
I
Rose is
brought
my
you
dad.
into this country. I brought you into this world, me and your mother.
Therapy.
Without us, you are not here.
Nurse. Security. That was good. You channel. You can channel, man. Oh, my God. You knew who my dad was.
Yeah.
That's frightening. My poor dad.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Okay, good. Congratulations, Mr. Leguizamo. And he's now proud of you because of all the things
he's
you've
proud.
done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, luckily the whole thing took a better turn. I mean, I let out a lot of anger, and my father saw that, and he respected it, and he respected
So it
the
was
show.
anger on your part?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I wasn't aware of it when I was writing the show.
I thought it was just
wrote
ambition.
I'm not just ambitious. I mean, I always try to do something artful, and out of the art, you don't know exactly what you're trying to say, and usually when you, like this movie, I wrote the first draft. Now, I didn't really know what I was trying to say, and it was all about the loss of the friendships, the loss of life, the price you pay to be where you're at, whatever it is, at whatever success you want. And Freak was about the bad childhood and the things that had gone on that I never resolved with my father and my mom and my brother.
Great to have you here.
Pleasure, man.
It really is.
Thank you for the exorcism. How much do I owe you, Doc?
Undefeated is the title of this on HBO.
Yeah.
All right. John Leguizamo, thank you for joining us.